Hey humans, it's Macca here. I'm on day 2 of my campaign to petition Mark Butler to release the data underpinning Labor's cruel and inhumane NDIS cuts. I posted a video to social media yesterday and I sent his office an email which I will be reading out today and will be posting about every day until I receive a response, because I think the Australian public deserves to know what data and assumptions were relied upon in the drafting of this bill that was done without effective consultation with Australians on matters that affect them. So, question for Minister Mark Butler: when will you release the data? From Macca to Minister Butler at health.gov.au, to Jennifer McAllister at aph.gov.au, CC my local MP Cassandra Fernando, MP at aph.gov.au, and my state MP Emma Vaughan at parliament.vic.gov.au. Sent on Wednesday, 22nd of July 2026 at 3:47. Dear Minister Mark Butler, content warning: suicide. My question is, when will the Department of Health, Disability and Ageing release the analysis you relied upon in answer to a question from David Spears on Insiders on 17th of June 2026, where you were asked, will people die as a result of these changes? And you answered, no they won't, David. I'm particularly interested in how the psychosocial health impacts of cancer and community participation funding for socially isolated and vulnerable disabled Australians has been arrived at. I was an expert in injury analytics at emergency services, and from what I can see, no thorough research or suitable post-implementation review has been conducted on the once-in-a-generational foundational supports that the NDIS has established. I would expect a competent government department with suitable data science capability and ethical use of AI should have completed deep root cause analysis with multifactorial impacts on workforce participation, career respite, gender impacts on careers able to participate in the workforce, and the psychosocial health impacts of community access supports, as well as the economic boost to the NDIS suppliers that would have the last functioning sectors of our economy, not based on underpriced fossil fuel exports. I have attached my parliamentary submission, which clearly calls for this research to be undertaken. The first principle of any changes to government service is that you consult Australians on matters that affect them and that you first do no harm. Minister McAllister has stated she doesn't want to see, quote, any unintended consequences, end quote, arising from this bill. If you don't intend to let disabled people die from a lack of, quote, appropriate measures, end quote, being actually accessible, then you should do the research to find out if your changes will result in preventable deaths. We expect not one Australian to die waiting for a phone call to 000. How many deaths of disabled Australians does the government believe is tolerable waiting for supports, public housing, financial assistance, etc.? Why does the government believe financial sustainability is achieved by sacrificing the human rights of disabled Australians? And there is a link to my video question. I'll be posting about this issue between now and the federal election and asking all my friends to join me. As an autistic, I like to check numbers. They often hide inherited bias. Be straight with the Australian people and release the data that you have relied on to justify these cruel and inhumane cuts. $37 billion removed from this community without state-based alternatives in place will push some disabled Australians beyond hope and into suicide. If you were serious about targeting fraud and shonks, you wouldn't be cutting life-changing public services. Who will believe you are the party willing to protect Medicare and aged care after an act of outrageous neoliberal cowardice? The way your department has decided to consult on this legislation has been harmful to people in my community who you are right to label desperate. We expect better. When I voted for the Australian Labor Party, I believed Albanese cared about disabled and vulnerable Australians. Apparently not. We have the funds for used submarines, but not disabled human beings. The law you pass on this will be the defining statement of Albanese's legacy on human rights of disabled people. Do the research, consult properly, and let us co-design a bill Albo's mother would be proud of. Nothing about us without us. Macca, ADHD, pronouns are we and us. Look forward to hearing from you, Minister Mark Butler. Thank you.